I fangirled so hard for 10 minutes, and I already did this once, and it didn't upload it, so I'm having to redo it. Um, but I wanted to do it on Dune, which I have already done in the last discussion post. So my summation of plot and theme: Dune follows Paul Atreides, heir to the House of Atreides, as his family is entrusted with the stewardship over the desert planet of Arrakis, the universe's only source of valuable spice lineage. It's the spice. The spice is a whole thing in like the first movie. It's also partially in the second one, but we're just talking about the first movie for now, the 2021 one. Um, when a political betrayal leads to the catastrophe, Paul and his mother Jessica must survive among the Fremen. The Fremen are native people to the planet of Arrakis. While Paul grapples with visions suggesting that he might be the center of a coming religious and political revolution. So this is my like one paragraph of the summation of plot. So Paul's dad essentially dies, or whoever was his guardian, because he doesn't technically have a father. Paul's dad dies. Paul becomes king. Paul is also having visions um, of a. He is a center of a prophecy that he must fulfill, and he will fulfill later in the second film. But in the first one, he's having visions that he's in a prophecy, and he is now king, and he has to deal with it. He has to man up. Thematically, the film explores destiny versus agency, the dangers of the messianic prophecy, colonial exploration, experimental stewardship, and the tension between political power and spiritual belief. The plot and theme work so well. The plot is dense. It's going to be dense throughout the movie and the book. Villeneuve condenses a sprawling, intricate novel that is coherently and emotionally resonant narrative. The themes of exploitation, prophecy, colonialism are conveyed with clarity without over-explaining. However, this film only covers like a third of the novel. Its structure can feel incomplete to viewers unfamiliar with the actual like lore of the books. Greg Fraser's cinematography is one of the film's standout achievements. He uses scale of colossal ships, vast deserts, monumental architecture, giving the story an mythic quality. The visual compositions are stunning: harsh sunlight, sweeping sandscapes, and muted minimalistic palettes that enhance the vastness and dangers of Arrakis. The sandworm sequences in the particular are breathtaking, capturing awe and terror simultaneously. Timothy Chalamet delivers a restrained, internalized performance, fitting Paul's gradual transformation from reluctant heir to the potential messiah. I think they chose perfectly for Timothy Chalamet, especially for Jessica. For Rebecca Ferguson is an exceptional, bringing emotional depth and tension to Lady Jessica's role in conflict between duty, motherhood, and fear. I don't care about anyone else in the supporting roles. Um, Hans Zimmer's score is thunderous, alien, and deeply atmospheric and integral part of the film's world building. The sound design is enveloping, emphasizing the power, overwhelming technology, desert storms, and the worms. The worms are very important in this. The production design and costumes create a convincing, fully realized universe without relying on excessive exponential. So, one thing that's very key to the first movie is the spice. As we mentioned earlier, the spice is like the main. This planet has the most spice known to people or whatever this universe is. And the more spice that's in your blood, the more bluer your eyes become. That's why when you watch the film, the Fremen have blue eyes. They're known as blue-eyed people. Everyone else has like normal eyes or different colored eyes, I guess. But the more spice, the bluer your eyes. It's something to do with like the planet and stuff. The film is significant in cinema history for several reasons. There's a triumph in world building. It's such a large scale for a sci-fi adaptation, successfully bringing the novel to life. It's kind of like Star Wars. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. There's like so much lore building and world building that it's this and Star Wars side by side comparison. I think Dune is probably bigger. Maybe Star Wars. One of them's bigger, but they're both pretty big. There's return to epic cinema. Again, like I said, Star Wars, Dune. Villeneuve's Dune stands out as an amateur-driven epic blending philosophical depth with spectacle. There's technical achievement. The film pushes forward visual effects, sound design, and production aesthetics in likely ways to influence future science film filmmaking. I love the worms. I feel like the worms really come into like moments with this. Throughout the film, you'll see the worms, and they're massive, huge. It's like reimagine a worm, but it's like the size of a skyscraper, moves through sand silently, and has a huge gaping mouth with teeth that look like it came from a machine, but it's natural. It's so good. The cultural renaissance, by treating complex themes like archaeology, empire, religion with seriousness, it elevates the genre of filmmaking beyond entertainment into a more meaningful commentary. I definitely give this film a 9 out of 10. It's meticulously crafted for part one. It loses a point only due to the fact that it's incomplete. Part one does end on a cliffhanger. There's a lot of incomplete parts that aren't a part of the original book that it's missing. It doesn't give the audience enough like context to what's going on. It's really only mostly visual effects. It's so beautiful, but I wish there was more context to the actual lore and world building than just the movie itself. I do strongly recommend watching Dune 2021. I also recommend watching the second one for more context and reading the book if you so much as wish to. I do recommend reading the book, even just like the first part of book one, because there is a lot to Dune. Its cinematic craft is so wonderful. My favorite part, I don't know if you've caught this yet, but my favorite part is the worms. Throughout the entire two films that they've created, I love the worms. I'm actually playing the soundtrack in the background right now because I wanted you to hear the audio that they used in the first movie, which is really good. I think that's all I can think of.